This video is about how I operate my bandsaw mill. The first thing I had to do was get this huge chunk of oak onto the rails of the mill, and for that I had to use my tractor. I generally use a straight edge. Here I am. It's hard to see, but I'm using a PV tool to attempt to flip this beast. This is actually right at the limits of what I can even mill, and I believe my maximum range is technically 24 inches. But I've milled things substantially larger using a few tricks like trimming with the chainsaw first. And here after flipping, I'd actually chain this to the straight edge and give it a pull with the tractor. It just weighed so much. And here I am switching out these attachments here which hold the log in place. And I switch those out so that I can give the log a little bit of a push and then flip it further. You also have to switch them out when you're milling if you need to go down at a depth that would otherwise cut into them. All of these are at 8 to 16 speed, so 8 to 16 times faster than they actually happen in real time. And I use two different cameras for all of this footage. So I have a head cam and I also have this other cam on the side, so I can show you guys how I did all of that. Here I'm just chucking off this sapwood after squaring that edge. And then you just go all the way back and then adjust back down to do the next cut. In this case, I had to remove additional sapwood to finish squaring, which you can see right here. This produces a lot of sawdust. It's pretty wet stuff though, so it's not immediately useful. And here I am removing that cut that I just did. What you do is you actually lift up the mill and then pull backwards to do the next cut. And even if you're flipping, lift up the mill and go backwards and then flip. Otherwise you'll just have to adjust it even further the next time. And there I am lowering this back down to do another cut. Here I am filling up a 2-liter bottle at the spigot at the barn. And that's because the system actually uses water for cooling as it's cutting with the blade. And doing another cut. This cut was absolute garbage. I know that there's metal in these oaks, so I was trying to continue using an old blade, but I ended up having to switch out to a new blade. And it was really jammed down there. This was the first time I used it this season, so everything's a little bit rusted. Got the new blade on, and you can see here I'm correcting what I had just cut, starting at about the same spot. And as I go, you can see just how thick this is when I had started at a taper on the other side, just a slight taper. And here I go flipping this to get the last edge of sapwood and square that. A few little kicks. And here I am removing this last bit of sapwood. And here I'm cutting through it. I'm putting this into a few 4x4s essentially for a particular structural project using this oak. And then flipping this. It's very heavy at this point. Even after quartering this, it's still very heavy. My neighbor and I worked together to move it. Here I am doing the last set of cuts. And then I'm just kind of knocking this pile over. You can see here all the carpenter ant damage from the ants that were living in there. And this is the current stack. There's quite a lot here. It's going to be used for a kind of XYZ grid for moving tractor implements. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.